One late night, Gwen arrives at a small, quiet motel called All Tucked In Motel. It's her first night working as a new night manager. She walks inside and rings the bell at the front desk, but no one comes. The empty and silent motel makes her feel a little scared. As she looks around, she sees a weird picture of a yogi hanging on the wall. It feels strange to her, but she decides to ignore it and check out the motel. While walking down a dark hallway, she sees that the door to room 18 is wide open. Feeling curious, she peeks inside. The room looks empty, but then she bumps into a man named Teddy Miles, the motel manager. Teddy seems friendly and relaxed. He gives Gwen a quick tour and tells her the good and bad things about working there. He also says she'll get paid in cash. While they are talking, the yogi picture suddenly falls off the wall. Teddy just laughs and says it's not a big deal. He tells Gwen that he got the motel from his grandfather and hopes to fix it up soon if his loan gets approved. He shows her the supply room, which is all the things needed for the motel. He warns her that the door only opens from the outside, so he uses a brick to hold it open so no one gets stuck inside. Outside, Gwen notices an old swimming pool surrounded by caution tape. Teddy explains that a sinkhole appeared there last summer, even though he reported it. The county hasn't fixed it yet, but they are supposed to come this weekend. Usually, Teddy works both day and night shifts, but tonight he has a date, so Gwen will be alone. When Gwen asks about safety, Teddy says nothing bad ever happens there. Still, if she feels scared, she can lock herself inside the parlor and call him. After giving her the instructions, Teddy leaves. As his car disappears down the road, Gwen feels a chill. From the corner of her eye, she thinks she sees someone watching her. Try and stay calm. She checks the key rack and notices room 6 is occupied. A guest named Ms. Marsh is staying for one night. Gwen decides to check on her. When Ms. Marsh opens the door, Gwen feels sick. Ms. Marsh's fingernails are dirty and full of blood and dirt. Gwen forces herself to stay calm and keeps doing her work. While working, Gwen sees a black car slowly driving past the motel. The driver stares at her, making her feel even more nervous. But she keeps going. Later, while changing the sheets in room 8, Gwen finds something strange hidden in the bed. She throws it in the laundry basket and moves on. As she steps outside, Gwen sees a woman going into the lobby. Thinking it's another guest, she follows. But when she gets there, the lobby is empty. She shrugs it off and orders some food. Soon after, the phone at the front desk rings. Gwen answers it, but no one speaks. The call ends. A moment later, the phone rings again. Gwen checks the caller ID. It says a call is coming from room 13, but she knows no one is staying there. Feeling scared, she answers the call. This time, she hears a soft, creepy laugh. Fear grips her tightly. Gwen grabs a knife to protect herself and walks toward room 13. When she gets there, the door creaks open by itself. Inside, the room looks normal. The phone is there and nothing seems wrong. As Gwen turns to leave, the phone rings again. Now the caller ID shows the call is coming from the reception desk, but Gwen knows no one is there. Suddenly, a ghostly figure jumps at her. Gwen screams and falls backward, crashing into Alice, the girl from cabin 6. It turns out Alice just needed a new hairdryer. In the storage room, they start looking for one. While searching, Alice casually asks Gwen what she saw in room 13. Gwen says she's probably just tired and imagining things. While Gwen finds a hairdryer, Alice accidentally knocks over the brick, holding the door open. The heavy door slams shut, and now they are both trapped inside. The lights flicker and Alice panics. She's scared of the dark. Rats run across the floor, making both girls jump. Then there's a knock at the door. Gwen feels relieved when the food delivery guy walks in. Later, while eating, Alice talked about her strict mom and how she ran away after a big fight. Gwen feels like something is wrong with the motel. She tells Alice maybe her mom is still worried about her, but Alice doesn't think so. Gwen shares that her own mom was strict too, but she still loved her. She warns Alice that the world can be scary for someone alone. Trying to lift their mood, Gwen goes to the vending machine. But outside, she sees the same black car slowly passing by. Fear grips her. Gwen runs back inside and locks the door. Alice taps her on the shoulder, scaring her even more. Alice notices something is wrong and quietly heads back to her room. As Gwen cleans the spilled cokes, a loud thud startles her. The yogi statue has fallen again. Suddenly, Gwen hears a car outside. Grabbing a knife, she carefully checks, but it's just a couple, Warner and Bertie, laughing and asking for a room. They want it just for an hour, but Gwen says they have to book for the night. After complaining, they agree. Later, Gwen hears strange sound from room 2. She peeks through the window and sees Bertie whipping Warner. Bertie suddenly stares at the window, and Gwen hides, heart racing. Trying to calm down, Gwen walks near the old pool. She gets close to the sinkhole, but falls in when the rusty ladder breaks. She hurts her leg and hears a creepy sound. A ghostly girl crawls toward her with pale skin and empty eyes. Gwen screams and tries to escape. Alice rushes in and pulls her out. Gwen, still shaking, hears Alice admit she came to Motel because it's supposed to be haunted. Gwen then shares her own secret. Years ago, a man named Walton Gray broke into her house and killed her mom and sisters. Gwen was the only one who lived. Walton was locked in a hospital but escaped 2 days ago. Gwen got her mom's necklace in the mail, a sign he found her. She warns Alice to lock her door. As Gwen turns, she sees a little girl standing silently in the lobby. When Gwen calls out to the little girl, she disappears. Checking the security cameras, Gwen sees the girl outside, but when she looks in real life, no one is there. Turning back to the screen, the girl is gone. Suddenly, Gwen feels someone behind her. It's a girl, but her face looks creepy and wrong. Panicking, Gwen locks herself in a room and calls Teddy. He says he's never seen anything strange. Gwen feels trapped and decides she'll quit after tonight. Then, the front desk bell rings. It's the man who's been following her. Trying to stay calm, Gwen gives him the key to room 8. She sees his black car parked outside again. Inside, Gwen pretends to get a towel, but grabs scissors instead. She sneaks up and attacks him. Blood spills, but the man doesn't fall. Through the pain, he says he's Raymond Bailey, Gwen's doctor. Gwen learns a horrible truth. She had been in a mental hospital for 12 years. Walton Gray never existed. Gwen had made him up. She wasn't a survivor. She had killed her own family. The ghosts, the hauntings, they were all in her head. Filled with rage, Gwen stabs Raymond in the neck, killing him. A hospital van pulls up outside to take her back. But Gwen lures the workers inside and kills them too. Alice hears the noise and steps out of her room. She freezes in fear at the sight of Gwen standing over the bodies with blood on her scissors. Alice locks herself in her room, panicking. Gwen tries to break in. Alice crawls to the bathroom window and runs to the lobby. She grabs a knife and Gwen's car keys. Just as Alice reaches the car, Gwen swings an axe at her. Alice dodges and stabs Gwen. She tries to get into the hospital van, but it's locked. Running back toward room 8, Alice tries to escape, but Gwen is waiting. Gwen swings the axe. Alice falls. Gwen finishes her off. Later, Teddy arrives at the motel. Everything looks strangely clean. Only a faint bloodstain remains on the bed. He looks for Gwen and walks toward the pool. Suddenly, Gwen rises from the water, smiling. She whispers, "Come closer. I'll show you." A year later, a college student named Cole stops at a newly rebuilt motel. Everything looks brand new. Gwen, now the owner, gives him the key to room 8. She jokes about the pool, saying it used to be big enough to fit 5 people. Deep below the water, the hidden bodies still rest. As Cole heads to his room, Gwen sees the ghost of her family staring at her. But she isn't afraid anymore. The yogi statue falls once again. The movie ends.